Hello, everybody, back again there. We have our third speaker here with us. That's Rikhil Nagpal here from the founder of Learn with Rikhil. Hi, Rikhil. How are you doing today?
I am good.
That's nice. So Rikhil is here. I will say a few words about him, and then I will give away the screen to Rikhil so that he can entertain and have an interactive session with you guys. So he's one of our consultant educator and a motivational speaker at as a freelancer, and he's also doing freelancing at MIT University at Haryana. These objectives in which he believes are to learn and excel in the latest industry based in skills to ensure maximum benefits to the organization as well to develop their skills. He's a specialist in negotiation, garment manufacturer technology, coordinating with buyers, management, and component level of product cost. And there are many more that a marker of planning things which he knows and carriers of special skills. Now, talking about his professional experience, he was the head of departments at SDPS, Women's College. Before that, he was a vice chairman in the Textile Association in India. Rikhil was a very bright and intelligent student that what we have got from different college and teachers, and he's a very active and full of energy. Now he's here with the soft coordinate and the development of soft websites, and he's done a lot of different activities at this time of the college and as well as the schooling time. So today he's here to share his experience as well as expertise with us. So please go ahead, Rikhil. All of the attendees are waiting for you. I give away the screen to you. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much again. And now I'll be starting with the session. The session is Moocs, massive open online courses, and the democratization of education. So what are Moocs? When we talk about Moocs, online courses, e-learning platform, these all things seems little too rushed in time of Corona pandemic. No, actually not. Way back, at least 10 years back, when Coursera and edX started their online education platforms, along with some education platform marketplaces like Udemy, these Moocs, these open online courses came into being. And then at that time, these open online courses become a way for the learners who want to learn more and more and more. Because at colleges, at schools, we usually go with the speed. That speed is defined by the curriculum. That speed is defined by the syllabus, the timelines. Not everybody can be, put into that frame of mind. Some of them want to do more, and sometimes they're not able to attend the classes. There can be some emergencies. So, without spending too much of time in that, they want to improve their things or skills, I would say. And when it happens, people need to understand it in short frame of time along with some exercises, and they want to learn more and more on that. It doesn't happen with everyone because some of them don't even to follow the speed of the curriculum. That's why this irregularity was the reason that supported these MOOCs without a pandemic also. And when this time, the dangerous time of this pandemic came, it changed the thought process of people. There were many developing countries where Zoom was not heard. Udemy, Coursera, edX were heard, but not used. And people started using it because they didn't have any option left with them. So what is a MOOC basically when we talk about it? Let's see what we can know about it. I'll just share my screen and we'll talk about it. Okay, so what are massive open online courses? See, open online course and the massive word. All these words mean something here. First thing is online course, the course that can be done with the help of internet. We can go online and we can pursue a course that's called an online course. It can be recorded one, it can be live one, but the medium that we use is not offline, it's online. That's we call it online courses. And when it comes to the open online courses, the thing is very simple. It becomes the courses that are open to all. You don't need to be in a college. You don't. You might belong to a certain age group. You might belong to a certain community to become part of that online course. But it is available. It is open to almost anybody and everybody who falls in that criteria or category. It's not limited by a size of classroom. And then the biggest word of all, massive, comes into play. And that massive says the number of people who want to attend can be part of this course. That can be a recorded course, that can be a live course with the help of webinar, jam, Zoom, or any other platform that is coming in play. The most important thing is a number of people can be part of the course at same time, which in a physical world seems a little difficult, impossible, or a word comes here, the costliest. So that becomes a massive open online course. Yeah, there are some problems. Some certain type of courses cannot be run with the help of online courses. Yes, we are improving on virtual reality, augmented reality to get the hands-on experience on few type of courses or few type of skills that can be imparted with it. But the most important thing is still it's the part of that exercise where we are learning few skills with the help of it. And how these massive open online courses work. There are many platforms that are offering these Moocs. In India, we have got one government offered platform also that's called Swayam. There are many universities that has opened their own massive open online courses, be it Stanford, be it Coursera from Stanford or edX. All of them are providing these kind of options to their students. Even some courses are there which are credit based course, not only the non credit. You can learn from those courses and you can earn actual credits that can be utilized in a university curriculum education. That's how it works. But how it is responsible for democratization of education, and what actually the democratization of education is? You know what? Education from a long time depends on various factors. Factors like what's your pocket size? Factors like where are you from? Factors like what's your teacher's qualification? What is his experience? What's the size of that college campus? What's the size of that classroom? And more importantly, if we talk about uh, it's a kind of a limited type of experience when we talk about it, because two premium campus and too less number of the students who are able to afford that kind of education. So these Moocs can become a part of revolution where these can be responsible for democracy or democratization of education. Because when we talk about democracy, it's all about how these courses can be served in a manner so that you can choose as per your requirement, not as per your affordability, not as per your schedule, not as per your age level. The restrictions can be reduced with the help of Moocs, and that's what we're going to talk about. So imagine a student too bright studying in some developing country, and parents with a mediocrity or mediocre family background wants to study and research on a specific subject, but the only thing is the basics of that subjects or the teachers belonging to that particular area are not available in his area. He might not be having the resources to go to some place and attend those classes so that he can learn about it, he can research about it, but these things interest him. So what happens with that? The thing that happens is he is not going to get that particularly interest area in which he want to work. And what results after that? He takes any other subject because he has to earn some livelihood. He might start a business in some different area which he's going to work for just for earning money, not for the passion of that subject. And he might work well because he has to earn. He might not work very well, but he's still earning. And this is how the growth of a particular place, the growth of a society, the growth of a country, or I would say the growth of humanity, which lies on the shoulder of these students, get affected and gets halted too. The more important thing is not everyone is born in a family with the resources to pursue the education they deserve. And that's how this education system that we talk about seems to be an education system which is doing atrocities to the children of lower financial background while giving undue attention, or I would say undeserving attention, to the ones who can afford it. When we are sitting in a Starbucks, drinking a coffee, and talking about the society, the level of education, we just forget. It's not about the level of education, it's about the affordability of education also. It's about the reach of education also. It's about giving something that they deserve so that they can change your life, they can change their life, they can change their society's life, and they can change the whole humanity. But that doesn't happen in the same manner. So how these Moocs can help? Okay, let's talk about, when we talk about these massive open online courses, in the beginning, the internet was a luxury, but slowly and steadily, uh, it reached to almost every individual. I won't say almost every individual, to a number of individuals in this world. Despite they are not educated to a level they should be, still they do have their mobile phones connected to internet. They can Google things, they can talk about things, they can chat, they can WhatsApp, they can send images. So that platform which connected the world and made the globe a smaller place to live, that place, that infrastructure can be used to learn and educate themselves or to educate others also. So this education that is coming with the help of internet through your mobiles, how it can be given in a step-by-step manner. Because when we talk about education, it's like studying from class 1 to class 10th, or maybe studying one subject in a chronological order. But how does that work in world of internet? Because we search something, we get something. To address this kind of concern, there were courses that were made, because when you go to YouTube, you search something, you can find out how to do videos. They are not in a sequence. Later, YouTube also came with the playlist option and all that. But still, these are videos only. But what a course need is some text and written part where the person can study something about it, the video presentation, the exercises and assignments, queries, discussion board, all these things. When these are there, we cannot say it's equivalent to the education that they're going to get into a school or a college. But still, there's a possibility the learners who want to learn can get access to the level of education, to the level of skill they deserve, or at least they are trying. So these platforms were developed like Coursera, edX, and Udemy, and now there are certain platforms that are mushrooming in time of pandemic, like Skill Arena, Learn More, any number of platforms we can talk about. It's in UK, it's in India, it's in USA, it's in Spain. There are a number of platforms that are mushrooming at these times, because all the teachers who want to teach are coming on the platform, so that they want to inspire globally. They want to earn also. At as this time has made everyone think about the earning system, because everything was stopped for some time, but digital gateway was open and working in a perfect manner, or I would say better than the previous one, better than previous times also, we can say. So and a lot of learner who wanted to learn were searching about the things that they want to learn, the skills they want to have. And that's how they reached to a level that we had something here. Okay, I've got a message in the chat box. Yes, the presentation, right. So when we talk about these are important things. Like when a step-by-step education, step-by-step course is needed to be done, there we need a chronology here, because sometimes we can just use some steps. So these platforms served like, gateway to the teachers and the students. The teachers who can earn, who can inspire people, and the students who can learn from the comfort of their home. And it's actually easy also when you can sit on, sit at your home and you can learn on your screens. Though there are some deficiencies that we are still going to work on that. As a society, as a community, we have to evolve on these things. Let's see what a democracy is. So moving forward, when we talk about democracy, democracy is when we can make our choice. And basically, we talk about democracy, it's about electing the people who's going to rule us, who's going to govern our country, who's going to govern our state, who's going to govern, who are going to govern how the system is going to work. So when we talk about democracy in field of education, what is it? Because we haven't seen a school where the principal is elected by all the people, not by the people studying there or the teachers. We haven't seen, courses or content developed by students that what they want. Sometimes it can be dangerous also. But over and all, it should be the community who decides which field they want to study in and how they want to study, right? But when we talk about massive open online courses, we can see partially that democracy is coming into play. Because now you're not going to opt the course that you liked. You're going to opt the course on the basis of what content it is providing, what subject that is. Are you really interested in that skill? You can omit the skill that you do not want. You can reject the proposal. And you know what? You can see what kind of reviews had been given to that courses. How many reviews are there? How many students have opted that course? That gives you some power. That gives you some idea. Okay, this was the course that is being followed by these number of people. You can choose your own teachers. And the best part is, this is not the luxury that you get in traditional education system. It's your college, it's your university that chooses your faculty, that chooses the teachers who's going to teach you about that course. You might like him or her, you might not. There might be a possibility that person is a very good scholar, the person is a very good researcher, a brilliant one. But while talking about being a teacher, he's an average person. That might happen. And that might knock the thoughts on in your head. Is it really happening? That sometimes makes students worry about, okay, I'm not a good student because the teacher taught me and everyone else got that point. And I didn't. I actually didn't. What happened? Am I so weak? Am I not intelligent? Or I would say, am I the one who has got the lowest IQ here? Most of the time, it's not true. Most of the time, the only thing is, like, there are type of teachers, significantly different type of teachers exist there, and that's how the students are. They're also significantly different. So there might be a possibility that if you are able to choose your own teacher, you can learn in a better manner, in a better way, and it can get more interesting for you because the choice was made by you. And sometimes it also depends on, there are some students who might like a particular kind of teacher, but you might not, because you're not understanding his language. It happens. There can be various factors that affect this thing. But when you are going to do this and you can make a choice, how important it's going to be to develop your skill set, the skill set that's going to help you earn for next 40 years. Obviously, you're going to be improving on it. You're going to be sharpening the blade all the time. But that's again one more important thing when we talk about massive open online courses, because when you are working in an industry environment, there was less possibility that you can develop yourself along with it. You might join executive program, you could have joined continuing education programs, but now you don't need that ones. With the help of massive open online courses, you can do it on your pace. You can make your own choice. You can wake up early in the morning. You can spend some time in practicing that. You can learn at your speed. You can choose your own teacher, and you can choose your own platform. You can choose your own language. Because for me, when I'm coming from a background, coming from India, a country with the background of so many vernacular languages, where people just can't get to the best of their skills because there is a language barrier there, and that language barrier prohibits them to learn a particular technical or some specific skill that can help make their career better, but the language barrier comes in between. So this is the democracy we are talking about, when we are empowered to make our own choices. Yes, there are some problems that we're going to discuss in the further part of this presentation that comes in the way, but still, that's how the democracy should be in the field of education. You can choose your own language, you can choose your own damn skill, you can choose your own teacher, you can choose your own authority that is going to certify you, and then you can choose your own employer. But still, democracy in choosing employer is still existing from a long time. The only thing that you don't get is education, because you can choose your own institution based on your affordability, but the teachers are chosen by that educational institution, which sometimes is very good, but sometimes it might not be as good at it as it sounds for you. And then when these teachers are teaching online and they're getting the reviews, they get a way to improve their own course, which actually doesn't happen in colleges, because there are feedbacks. Those feedback form doesn't work in the same way that it should work. But when it's connected to your earning, the earning of that teacher, because they have to improve on those courses so that more students can be part of that course, obviously that impact is going to come in a big way. So when we talk about this democracy, it doesn't matter that it's existing in our election system from a long term, but what matters, it's not existing in our education system from, I would say, it's not existing at all. So with the help of these books, these things can work out in a better manner, and we can get a chance to make our own choice. We can choose our own courses. We can choose the field we want to be. We can choose our teachers. That's how it's going to be. But we haven't reached this state with the help of Moocs still yet. There's a possibility that it can drive us to that level of democracy in education. Come on, let's talk about some more factors. So what happens when we talk about Moocs? What are the benefits of the Moocs? I would say the features, the salient features that we get out of Moocs. What is it? The base. First, we're going to talk about the base. You know what? When we are studying in a college, we are studying in a school, we're studying in a university, there are different courses, there are different skills, there are different subjects. And we find ourselves too quick, too good at learning few subjects, but too slow in learning other subjects. Sometimes it depends on interest, sometimes it depends on the time we are providing it, and sometimes it depends on the upbringing that we had. If you're coming from a rural background in India, and that's where you're not speaking too much of the English or Hindi, you're basically a person coming from another language. So English and Hindi both are difficult for you. So it makes other subject difficult too. Rather, you're having better knowledge of society, just you cannot tell or you cannot express your ways or your feelings. That's how it happens. So you need to focus on these things, but you're ready to do that also. The only thing is the schedule and the time of your school or your college doesn't let you do that thing. Because when you want to understand all these things, the language is the first step that you need to come to. But that goes parallel along with your other subject. So sometimes you need to focus on the language so that you can understand other subjects. But that pace is not controlled by you. But what happens in massive open online courses, the pace is controlled by you. You want to go at a higher speed, it's your choice. You want to go at a slow speed, it's your choice. You are having time intermittently available to you. Again, you can go with that. That's the way you can choose your own pace in massive open online courses. You can set your priority, and that prioritization helps you develop your own skill set in the chronological order that you want, in a specific step-by-step approach that you want to focus on. And then comes the interest. As I was talking about the language, after you are done with that, your language, and you have learned the language in a way so that it can help you to learn other subject, now you can choose. But what happens in college and universities, if you are studying leisure and optoelectronics, you're going to learn about physics and all that. Yes, there were talks about flexible credit system, and now you can opt something of your own choice, which is having 2 or 4 credits in the whole semester. That's happening around the world. But what if you want to go and have a lesson about guitar or music, or you want to talk about design, or you're interested in nursing, or it's something that keeps you awake in the night is the cooking. You cannot choose that thing along with your curriculum education, but yes, you can pursue that interest in your life after your education. That's the choice you have got. You can start any kind of business after any kind of education that you have done. But why not? This is given in education. because this is a set rule. These are set rules and we cannot go beyond them. So now you have a choice. You can learn about anything and everything that you want, along with what you are pursuing. You can get a certificate, you can get uh, knowledge on that subject, you can practice that thing, and you can repeat it as many times as you want. Because sometimes we need to repeat on these things because we think in the first time it made us think about it. In the second time, we got to learn few things. And in the third time, we actually practiced it. While in fourth, fifth, sixth, or infinite times, you make yourself better and better and better that at that same specific skill. But what happens in time of colleges and schools, you can ask any teacher, you can attend those classes, but you know what happened? Next year, you get promoted to another batch. And sometimes what you have passed in the last semester, what you have learned, what you have been evaluated on, you have been certified on, and you don't remember a bloody thing out of it. So you want to repeat it, you want to relearn it, you have got books for it, but not the time because there are other books and other things. And you want a quick revision, but you cannot go to a teacher to teach you about that. And if you go, they ask you to sit in the class along with your juniors. Or they might give you some time out of their schedule if they are, uh, you know, very good and helping in nature. But they cannot give all the time that you need. So in case of these massive open online courses and the recorded ones, you get a chance to repeat it as many times as you want to clear your doubts. Because there's a discussion board out there. Whenever you see that skill happening or hands-on practice or video on explaining few things, you can get a fresh approach all the time, again and again, and you still can repeat it whenever you want. That's the best part here. Let's talk about the schedule here now. It was the pace that you can work upon, but what about the schedule? You want to rise up early in the morning and you only have time from 6 to 8 because after 8 you have to go to work. Your family conditions are that you have to work along with your study, but the school timings are not as per your schedule. The college timings are not as per your schedule. So what helps you in here? These the structure of these massive open online courses. These are pre-recorded ones. You can set at 6 a.m. in the morning, can do it till 8 a.m. or you can wake up in the night at 1 o'clock, or you can start it at 10 in night and can work till late till 2 a.m. It doesn't matter. You get to choose your own schedule here. Not only the pace, but the schedule also. Isn't that so interesting that how these systems are changing? Kind of the education we talked about, the education that was supposed to enlighten us, that was supposed to empower us, kept us in some kind of shackles. And that was necessary at that time because the regularity, the system, the discipline, those were the pillars of that education. Nowadays, it's more about innovation, it's more about creativity, it's more about what do you what you can change in the system to make it better. It's not always the order that keeps you more innovative. Yes, it can keep you more disciplined, it can make you more trained, but now we need people who are creative, innovative, rather than being trained. We always want something new, something that is not being done earlier. And how that's going to come from? The training or the creativity and innovation. And that innovation might require some kind of discipline, but not this kind of discipline. And then we talk about updates. Okay, what happens when you learn a particular skill and after 2 years or 3 years, some things are updated in that. You are not going back to school. You might learn that thing in your company where you're working, or in the business that you are doing. You might have to attend some training programs. Earlier these were not as frequent as these are supposed to be, but now with the help of massive open online courses, you can do these things pretty easily, and it helps you out in carving your own career in a direction where you want it to be. More important is that you can still update yourself by sitting at home or your workplace as per your schedule. You don't have to go back to those training hours which are supposed to be in particular schedule. That's how these Moocs help. And when we talk about the cost factor here, you know, it seems these are going to be more costly, but you know, these might be a little costly than your regular ones. Still, you don't have to travel. You don't have to go anywhere. Your work is not suffering from it. You can parallelly do many things here. Isn't the cost that you're looking at? And then ultimately, when these courses are getting updated or recorded courses are there, which you can repeat as many times as you want, you can choose on your interest, you can work on your pace, you can schedule it as per your requirement. The cost is actually very less. Cost is the part that we shouldn't be talking about in the case of Moocs. There is an environment created here for open online education. There are platforms that are working hard to make things automated, easy for us. And in few days or few months to come, we might see bigger changes in these platforms and the working methodologies. It might be uh, they might develop those courses in vernacular language and might reach to a student who's kind of busy in his household chores and cannot leave his or her parents. Yet with the help of these vernacular language developed courses, that student can enhance his or her skill to a level that people or the society or the world recognizes him. You think that's costly? Okay, let's move forward with the animation part. I specifically mentioned animation here because what happens in school education, there are some teachers that we like because those teachers are too much busy in making us more educated. They try to make our learning more fun, more amazing, and more immersive with the help of innovation, with the help of innovative approach and animation and gamification. We can do the same thing in Moocs, massive open online courses. These might be at a nascent stage where we are facing the teething problem of developing these massive open online courses, where these seems too bland, like not everyone get interested towards them. There might be some people who are too good in these physical online classrooms, but there are some nerds like us who want to study the subject just for the skill, not for the enjoyment. But yet, these animation and gamification sections, if people are looking at it, these are going to come into your massive open online courses in a huge form. And once these are there at the required level, you might want to learn from these courses only. That's what we're talking about, the massive open online courses, when it becomes the choice the only choice that you want to take. That's how it is. Let's talk about some things that we are still missing in these massive open online courses that we are yet to improve upon. Because democracy doesn't come with a view of supporting one thing only. It also comes with criticizing of what is existing or what is proposed to be coming as the lead. So let's talk about it. Yes, these are some factors that control our massive open online courses. These courses are not costly, but the cost related to the infrastructure, specifically in developing countries where basic amenities aren't available till yet, internet, or I would say smartphones, or the smartphones with less data, or I would say no data restriction, is still a luxury. So the cost incurred in infrastructure is yet to be invested in this country. That's why these systems seems costly. Even in a country like India, in a country like Bangladesh, in a country like Pakistan, in a country like Sri Lanka or Southeast Asia, I'm not talking about Europe or US here, but Southeast Asia, there are countries where a lot of infrastructure development is yet to reach to the villages, to the distant part of countries. There are students, there are intelligent minds there who want to study but are typically not given rights just because of that. So they need physical education first, then only they can be given an open chance to be part of the streamline. But till that infrastructure reaches them, it's going to be the costliest thing. Who's going to invest in it and how it's going to work out? It's still going to take time. Time, which is a luxury here. And we do not want to spend it in the things that is being spent. Because at a particular given time, if these students, these child are not educated with the level, the skill they deserve, they might work against the society. They might blame the society for not giving them the right education that they deserved, not giving them right positions that they wanted, they deserved. They could have worked hard for it. And then comes, it makes us more lazy. Yes, it makes us more lazy. Massive open online courses. You can do it with the help of your laptop. You can do it with the help of your smart TV. You can do it with the help of your mobile phones. And I am not sure that all the time you're going to sit on a chair or a table or a sofa or a table in front of you or a working table. You might be doing it when you're sitting on your bed, you're laying on your bed, doing it all the day, all around the time, making you more lazy, more unproductive. You might have the knowledge, you might have the skill, but practicing it cannot be controlled. These massive open online courses give more control to the individual who are pursuing these courses. That control shift from the hand of a school, a college, or a teacher, or a university to the hand of the student who might not be as developed, as mature as he or she should be, which might result in the slow progress or no progress at all. So that's one thing where we need to work upon. And then comes the fuzzy logics. What the fuzzy logics are, the things that doesn't work as per the system, right? But when we talk about it in the terms of politics, in terms of weather, in terms of calamities, I'm going to term it as fuzzy logics rather than terming so many things like internet service provider not providing service to a particular location, or the cost of router costing too much in a particular section of a city, or the work is suspended just because of the climate there. So these are some things that do affect the progress of these massive open online courses, or our dependency can be entrusted on Moocs, but we need to sort out these concerns first. And then comes the approach of a student who want to learn. That's the center point, center idea, or central theme of this whole discussion. If the students only want to complete that course, like few of us wanted in the school time or college time or university time, only studying for the exams and getting good marks, that kind of approach in Moocs can be more dangerous. Just starting an online course, not watching it, just put your phone on play mode. The whole course is completed. Just check out the answers on Google, what kind of question is being asked, and answer it by looking at answers there. You still can earn that certificate online, yet the skill that you should be having, you don't acquire it. And you can do all of it just by passing the system. Right? So what happens here? Your approach matters more than what you can control or what you cannot. So the moment I started the session, I mentioned it's helpful to those students who want to learn a little fast, who want to learn a little more, who don't want their education, their speed of learning to be controlled, who do not want to be limited to a particular field of education, those who want to grab all of it. So it's going to be too helpful. Those are having the same approach of being pro at learning, but not helpful for those who are ducking it, the whole learning system, the whole learning exercises. That's how it works. So approach is the central idea, central theme, and when we can inspire a lot of people to do that, that this kind of learning is going to make or pave the base for your career for next 40 years. If we can inspire them at right time, it can work very well. Then comes the practice. Okay. With massive open online courses, we can give them assignment, we can give them exercises, but we cannot actually verify their practices, which can be verified in a physical world very easily by just reviewing it. We cannot take certain measures in online classes or Moocs, which can be done in physical classes. The whole system can be checked by reviewing it. The whole things we can decide on them, the practice, how it's been done, whether it is the right thing or whether it's been the copied thing. It's pretty easy in the real and physical world, but kind of difficult in digital world. That plagiarism, that copying, because a lot of data is floating on internet, and it's going to be real hard to verify whether it's the practiced one or it's the copied one. And then comes the experience. Okay, you can learn a lot of things online, but when we talk about doing that work, and that work is required to be done physically, that experience cannot be earned with the help of MOOCs. If that thing works in a digital framework like web design, it can be earned digitally. It works in a frame of structure where it can work from a graphic design, social media marketing, the latest job trends that are coming. In those job trends, this experience can be counted. In those business area, this experience can be counted. But when we talk about researching and learning about medical sciences and practicing it on a physical body, this seems a little difficult and practically impossible. That if that experience is going to be of any use. So, with that, I will be leaving that decision upon you how these MOOCs are democratizing the education system, though they haven't particularly done it. But yes, the step has been taken in the right direction. And if we all work with the same energy, same approach, and same positive attitude, we might land up in a world of development where these development give the deserved one a chance to get their education and skill rather than making them more less affordable, or I would say more avoided in that nature. Thank you so much. I'll be concluding my opinion here at this point. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rikhil, for such a beautiful insights from the for your topic. I think that is rightly said by you, that the education is something that we need to improve in over your topic.
Yes. Thank you
Yes,
so
an
much.
issue of yes, democracy, education. It's a very complex and many questions that remains unanswered, you can say. But
Right.
there's a practical measure that we can layer out in a pitfall of favoritism or biasness. Like if I give an example, technology can be liberating, but at the same time adds yet another barrier to access and towards success. So I think
Exactly.
some things are hindering and poor acquiring technology skills, but then there are certain ways where we can, improve the side. There's a question for you from Hazel. What do you think about
Okay.
MOOC that has different level of certification? Learn for free, pay to certified, pay to learn and be satisfied. Certified. Sorry. What do you think about that?
I think Hazel it is, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hazel has just
You,
written. I just
I'm
sent it on the
just
chat box.
seeing
What do you
that
think?
question in the chat box. What do you think about MOOC that has different level of certification? Learn for free, pay to be certified, and pay to learn and be certified. Again, when we were talking about the cost that is involved in a MOOC, we only see the course, the fee of the course. Either it is free, either it is pay to be certified or pay to learn and be certified. These are different categories, but we need to understand it's not only the payment of money that we're doing here. It's also the effort, the time we are spending with that course. So usually when we decide that we want to go with a free course, but that free course doesn't give us that level of learning that we expected, we actually are paying more, but in form of time rather than form of money. So the better answer here is you have to decide based on the review of the course, based on the skill that they are giving you. And it's not the certification that is important in some fields, rather it's the skill. But for some particular works, some particular assignments, to be at some particular companies, to be at some particular industries, you need a certain level of certification to enter. These certificates are entry barriers. So if these are entry barriers, pay to learn and be certified rather than pay to be certified. And obviously, the more important thing is nothing is free. Whenever you're getting a course for free, you think it is free, but to learn that course, you're still going to spend time on that. And what do you think? If you're not spending your time rightly, even if you got that course for free, did it do a good for you? Nothing. So more important thing is always try to verify that course on the basis of course reviews and the entry barriers that you need to cross.
That's rightly said, Rikhil. Yeah, time investment is more valuable than the money. Even Hazel agrees to that.
Exactly.
That's right. Thank you so much for coming on board with us. Thank you for such a lovely insight. I'm pretty sure all the attendees have taken a lot of insight, very educative presentation from your end. I think this was something on the downside on and as well two different side of the platform that we had to see at the e-learning. Everyone were on the positive segment, but we did not see what all there are different measures that people are facing around different continents and different countries. But then you've actually explained
Exactly.
it and opened our minds that we need to even think in that particular manner. That's the great thing. The rest questions I will send it to you over your chat box or maybe email you. You can send them the reply directly. And thank you so much, Rikhil. You have your last few words before you leave for our attendees?
I would just say the democracy and the right to choose is not given, it's taken.
Yes, exactly. Thank you for that, Rikhil. All right, then,
Thank you.
attendees,
My pleasure.
we'll be back after a short break. If we've missed any of the questions for Rikhil, just drop down at the question answer icon. We will send it to directly to Rikhil, and once we get the answer from there, we will post it or we'll send it to your email as well. Thank you so much, Rikhil. You have a nice day.
Thank you so much. Same to you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.